Right. Hello everyone and welcome to today's maths video. So our unit we've been looking at recently in maths is place value to 50. So that's using the numbers and identifying the numbers from 0 all the way up to 50. And we've been doing a lot of counting forwards and counting backwards. We even, before half term, started looking at counting in 10, so going 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Today, we are going to count in twos. So let's get started. Here we go. So on my slide here, I've got 100 square. Have a look at it. You can see some of the numbers are white, some of the numbers have a blue background. Pause the video and have a chat about any patterns you can see or anything you can think about the numbers that are blue. Right, so hopefully you've spotted that the numbers that are blue are those that we would use when we're counting in twos. Because if we're counting in twos, we're going to skip every other number, aren't we? So we're going to start at 0 and then we're going to go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and we get to the end of the line, we'll go down to 12, 14, and so on, all the way through down to 100. And we could keep going beyond that as well, could be 100, 102, 104. But today we are just going to be looking at these first few numbers up to about 50. Okay, so what patterns did you notice in these blue numbers? They're obviously the ones we do say when we're counting in twos, but did you notice any other patterns? Have a think about what we were discussing when we were back in school last about digits. Some numbers, like the number 4, has just got one digit, hasn't it? That tells us how many ones there are. Other digits, like 16, have 2 digits. They've got a number that tells us how many tens and then another digit that tells us how many ones. So in 16, there's 1 10 and 6 ones. Have a look at these numbers that are highlighted blue. Can you see any sort of pattern in that ones digit in every single number? Pause the video and have a look. Okay, so hopefully you've looked down here. Look, can you see in this column, the ones digit is always a 2, okay? In this column, the ones digit is always a 4. The number of tens is getting bigger by 1 every time we go down a row, but the ones digit is always a 4 in this column. In this column, the ones digit is always a 6. And in this column, the ones digit is always an 8. And in this final column, the ones digit is always a 0. Did you spot that? Well done if you did. Big pat on the back. So we can say that when we are counting in twos, the ones digit is always going to be either a 2, a 4, a 6, an 8, or a 0. And another way we refer to these numbers, those numbers we say when we're counting in twos, is we call them even numbers because they can be divided by 2. So all of these blue numbers are what we call even numbers. And the white ones, the ones we don't say when we're counting in twos, they are odd numbers. So today, all the numbers we're going to be looking at are even if we include them when we're counting in twos. So let's have a look at our next slide. Thinking about that then, the fact that when we're counting in twos, our ones digit always has a 2, a 4, a 6, an 8, or a 0. When we're counting in twos, will we say the number 5? No, we won't, will we? Because look, when we were counting that first row, we went 2, 4, 6, and we skipped 5. It's not one of the ones here counting in twos our number will always end in. So we won't say 5. What about 46? Now, we could keep going, couldn't we? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, keep going until we get to 46. But look, it's a quicker way here. We know it's got to end in a 2, 4, a 6, an 8, or a 0 if we're counting in twos. 46 does end in a 6, so we would say 46 if we kept going and kept counting in twos all the way up to it. Brilliant, well done if you said that. Right, so let's use that skill, shall we now? And let's count how many socks I've got. How many socks are there? Have a look at how they're arranged. Is the way they've been arranged going to help you? Pause the video and have a chat with your grown-up. Hopefully you've spotted that the socks are arranged in twos. So we could use our knowledge of counting in twos, couldn't we? To work out how many socks there are in total. So let's count in twos. You can use the number, the 100 square I've got over here to help you if you need to. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So there are 20 socks. So being able to group things into twos like this speeds that up, isn't it? Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way to 20 would be a lot slower than us just now going 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So we can work out the answer quicker if we can group things in a nice pattern and count them quicker. So doing that, why don't you pause the video now and work out how many gloves I've got. Again, use the 100 square if you need to. Okay, so hopefully you've counted in twos and you've gone 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Well done. Did you get to the end and work out there were 30 gloves there? Well done if you did. Big pat on the back. If you got that answer correct, well done. Let's have a go at the next one. Ooh, cupcakes. I like cupcakes, but I've not grouped these as easily to spot the twos, but you could still use that knowledge of working out and grouping them into twos to help you. So let's have a go. Look, we could get a pen. This time I'm going to put a circle around. There's a group of 2 there. There's 2 there. So we could do that. If they're not easily identifiable as being in groups of 2, get your pen out and create your little groups of 2, okay? So there's another group of 2. There's another group of 2. There's another group of 2. And there's another one. Oh, that one's a bit big circle, but never mind. And then we can go back to the start and count our groups that we've made. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay, so we've still counted in twos. We just had to do a bit more work first to make it nice and easy for ourselves. Okay, so well done. Remember, pause the video at any point that you need to. All right, so I've got another exercise I want you to have a go at this time. Again, I've got some apples here. They're not easily identifiable as groups, so I want you to have a think. How many apples are there? Can you count in twos and work out how many there are? Right, so we've got them in little rows, haven't we? There's 2 in each row. So there's 2 here, 2. 2 here, that makes 4. Another 2 makes 6. Another 2 makes 8. And another 2 makes 10. Oh, got to 10, but I've still got an apple left. But I can't make that into another group of 10, so I can't go up to 12, can I? So what number is left after 10? I might then just have to go 11. So I need to be able to switch from counting in 2s to counting in 1s when I've only got 1 left. All right, so there are 11 apples. It was still quicker to group and count these first lot in 2s and then add on the last one that we've got left to work out the total. Okay, so here we go. Well done, everybody. It's been a quick lesson in counting in 2s. Remember, any number that we will say, those even numbers, when we're counting in 2s, will end in a 2, a 4, a 6, an 8, and a 0. So have a look at these numbers. One last task before you go. Which one's the odd one out? Yes, well done. Hopefully you spotted it was number 11, because that doesn't end in any of these numbers, and therefore it's the only one we won't say when we're counting in 2s. Brilliant. Well done. Off you go. Do the task that's in your pack. Put anything you want up on Padlet, and see you tomorrow. Goodbye.